Welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of prophecies and uncovering the top 5 most astonishing Nostradamus predictions that came true. From uncanny predictions of major events to eerie foresight of humanity's turning points, Nostradamus' words continue to captivate our imagination. But stay tuned to the end, because we'll explore another source of astonishing prophecies, the Bible, and list 10 of its most prominent predictions that came true. Let's get started.
Before we jump into the list, let's briefly talk about the man himself, Nostradamus. Born in 1503 in Saint-Rémy-de-Provence, France, Michel de Nostradamus was a renowned astrologer, physician, and seer. His work, Les Prophéties, was published in 1555 and contains 942 poetic quatrains that many believe foretell future events. Written in cryptic symbolic language, these quatrains have sparked endless debates and interpretations. Nostradamus's predictions have fascinated readers for centuries, with some linking his words to major historical events. Now, without further ado, let's count down the top 5 most astonishing predictions that came true.
Number 5, the Great Fire of London, 1666. In one of his quatrains, Nostradamus wrote, "The blood of the just will be demanded of London, burnt by fire in the year 66. Many interpret this as a prediction of the Great Fire of London in 1666. This devastating fire started in a bakery and swept through the city, destroying over 13,000 homes, 87 parish churches and St. Paul's Cathedral. While it's debated whether Nostradamus specifically predicted this event, the year and catastrophic nature of the fire make this connection eerie. Number 4, the French Revolution, 1789 to 1799. Another of Nostradamus's quatrains reads, "From the enslaved populace, songs, chants and demands, while princes and lords are held captive in prisons." This is widely believed to describe the French Revolution, a period of radical social and political upheaval. During this time, the French monarchy was overthrown and King Louis XIV and Queen Marie Antoinette were executed. The imagery of the enslaved populace rising up and imprisoning royalty aligns closely with the revolution's events, cementing this prophecy as one of Nostradamus's most compelling. Number 3, the Rise of Napoleon. Nostradamus also appears to have foreseen the rise of Napoleon Bonaparte. He wrote of a young child born of poor parents who would rise to power and lead through force. Napoleon, born in Corsica to a modest family, became one of history's most influential leaders. His reign reshaped Europe, spreading revolutionary ideals while waging wars that caused widespread devastation. Nostradamus' description of this ambitious leader fits Napoleon's rise and impact, making it a chillingly accurate prediction. Number 2, Adolf Hitler and World War II. One of Nostradamus' most famous predictions mentions a figure named Hister, which many believe refers to Adolf Hitler. The quatrain describes someone who would rise to power and lead to immense suffering, specifically in Europe. Nostradamus' words also reference beasts unleashed on humanity, which some interpret as the horrors of war and the Holocaust. While the connection between Hister and Hitler is debated, the similarities in events described are hauntingly close to reality. Number 1, the September 11th attacks, 2001. Finally, Nostradamus is often linked to the tragic events of September 11th, 2001. One quatrain reads, "Two steel birds will fall from the sky on the metropolis. The sky will burn at 45 degrees latitude." While interpretations vary, many believe this foretold the attack on the Twin Towers in New York City. Though not all details align perfectly, the imagery of destruction and the notion of steel birds falling from the sky make this a chilling connection. While Nostradamus' predictions are fascinating, they're not the only prophecies that have come true. In fact, the Bible contains numerous fulfilled prophecies, many of which are even more astonishing. Let's explore 10 of the most prominent ones.
Number 10. The Fall of Tyre. The prophet Ezekiel foretold the destruction of the city of Tyre, Ezekiel 26:3-14, predicting that it would be scraped bare like a rock and never rebuilt to its former glory. This was fulfilled when Alexander the Great laid siege to the city in 332 BC, using debris from the mainland city to build a causeway to the island's stronghold. The once thriving port city never regained its prominence, making Ezekiel's prophecy remarkably accurate. Number 9. The Babylonian Exile and Return. Jeremiah predicted the Israelites' exile to Babylon and their eventual return after 70 years. Jeremiah 29:10. This prophecy came true when King Cyrus of Persia issued a decree allowing the Jewish people to return to Jerusalem and rebuild the temple in 538 BC. This fulfilled not only Jeremiah's prophecy, but also Isaiah's earlier mention of Cyrus by name, proving the Bible's intricate prophetic accuracy. Number 8. The birth of Jesus in Bethlehem. Micah 5 verse 2 foretold that the Messiah would be born in Bethlehem, a small and seemingly insignificant town. This prophecy was fulfilled with the birth of Jesus, as documented in the Gospels of Matthew and Luke. The specific mention of Bethlehem is significant because it was an unlikely location for the Messiah's birth, being a humble and lesser-known town. Yet, this prophecy underscores the profound nature of divine orchestration. Notably, Jesus' parents, Mary and Joseph, traveled to Bethlehem due to a Roman census, fulfilling the prophecy in what seemed like a coincidental turn of events. Number 7. The Crucifixion of Jesus. Psalm 22, written centuries before crucifixion was even practiced, vividly describes details that align with Jesus' death. Phrases such as, "They have pierced my hands and feet," and "They divide my clothes among them," mirror the gospel accounts. What's even more striking is the emotional depth captured in this psalm, echoing Jesus' cry on the cross. My God, why have you forsaken me?" These words remind us of the prophetic and redemptive power of the crucifixion, a central event in Christian theology. Number 6. The rebuilding of Jerusalem. Isaiah and Daniel both prophesied the rebuilding of Jerusalem after the Babylonian exile. This was fulfilled when Nehemiah, with the blessing of Persian King Artaxerxes, led the restoration of the city's walls and temple. The prophecy of Daniel's 70 weeks is particularly fascinating, as it provides a detailed timeline that many scholars connect to the coming of the Messiah, further intertwining historical events with divine prophecy. Number 5. The Fall of Babylon. Isaiah 13:19-22 predicted Babylon's fall, stating it would become uninhabited and desolate. This prophecy was fulfilled when the Medes and Persians conquered Babylon in 539 BC. Over time, the once great city deteriorated into ruins, exactly as Isaiah had foretold, emphasizing the transient nature of earthly power. Number 4. The Scattering and Regathering of Israel. Deuteronomy 33 foretells Israel's dispersion among the nations and eventual regathering. This prophecy has been fulfilled in modern history with the establishment of the State of Israel in 1948. The Jewish people, scattered for nearly 2 millennia, returned to their ancestral homeland, defying historical odds. The fulfillment of this prophecy is seen not just as a political or social event, but as a divine miracle. The rebirth of Israel is often cited as one of the most compelling examples of biblical prophecy in action, showcasing God's enduring covenant with His people. Number 3. The Rise of Cyrus the Great. Isaiah 45:1 named Cyrus as the deliverer of Israel 150 years before his birth. This prophecy was fulfilled when Cyrus allowed the Jewish exiles to return and rebuild Jerusalem. What makes this prediction so remarkable is its specificity, as Isaiah called Cyrus by name long before he rose to power. This act of liberation not only restored the Jewish people to their land, but also demonstrated God's sovereignty over kings and nations, using even non-believing rulers to fulfill his plans. Number 2. The destruction of the Second Temple. Jesus prophesied in Matthew 24:2 that the Second Temple would be destroyed, leaving no stone upon another. This came true in AD 70 when the Romans, under Emperor Titus, sacked Jerusalem and demolished the temple. The destruction was so thorough that even today, the temple remains in ruins. This prophecy, fulfilled with such precision, underscores Jesus' divine insight and serves as a reminder of the transient nature of human institutions. Number 1. The resurrection of Jesus. The cornerstone of Christianity, the resurrection of Jesus, was foretold in Psalms and Isaiah. Psalm 16:10 declares, "You will not abandon me to the realm of the dead, nor will you let your faithful one see decay." Isaiah 53 also speaks of the suffering servant who would see the light of life after offering himself as a sacrifice for sin. These prophecies were fulfilled in the Gospels, where the resurrection of Jesus is presented as the ultimate triumph over death. This event forms the foundation of Christian faith, offering hope and assurance of eternal life to all who believe.
From Nostradamus to the Bible, prophecies continue to spark our curiosity and remind us of the mysteries of history and faith. Which prophecy amazed you the most? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating content. Until next time, stay curious.